Have you ever been asked to do something that seemed completely crazy? Imagine leaving everything behind, your home, your family, your friends, without knowing where you're going, just trusting that things will work out. That's exactly what happened to a man named Abraham. But let's rewind a bit. Who was Abraham? Abraham, well, back then he was called Abram, lived in a place called Ur, a wealthy city full of tall buildings, busy markets, and idol worship. Life was comfortable, predictable. But one day, everything changed. God spoke to Abram. Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land I will show you. Imagine hearing that. No map, no directions, just a promise. And what a promise it was. God told Abram that if he obeyed, he would make him into a great nation, bless him, and make his name great. Not only that, but through Abram, all people on earth would be blessed. Now, Abram was 75 years old. He wasn't some young adventurer looking for a fresh start. But without hesitation, he took his wife, Sarai, his nephew, Lot, and all their possessions, and they left. No questions, no doubts, just faith. They traveled for miles and miles, not knowing exactly where they were going. Finally, they arrived in a land called Canaan. Then something incredible happened. God appeared to Abram and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." Abram didn't just hear God's promise. He believed it right there. He built an altar, a symbol of his faith. But the journey wasn't smooth sailing. There was a famine in the land, so Abram had to go to Egypt for food. He made mistakes along the way, sometimes doubting, sometimes afraid. But through it all, God remained faithful. One night, God took Abram outside and told him, "Look up at the sky and count the stars. If you can, that's how many descendants you'll have." Now keep in mind, Abram and Sarai were old, and they had no children. This promise seemed impossible, but Abram believed. Later, God made a covenant with him, changing his name from Abram to Abraham, meaning father of many nations. And guess what? God kept his promise. Through Abraham, a great nation was born, the nation of Israel, and from his family line, many generations later, came Jesus Christ, the greatest blessing to the world. So what can we learn from Abraham's story? First, faith isn't about knowing all the answers. It's about trusting the one who does. Second, obedience brings blessings. Abraham didn't wait for everything to make sense. He stepped out in faith. And finally, God always keeps his promises. It may not happen immediately, but his plans are always perfect. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring Bible stories. And let us know in the comments, what part of Abraham's journey speaks to you the most? See you next time.